Welcome back to my channel, Sailor's Wife Crazy Life. Y'all, this is a no coffee having monster kind of day. This is not sponsored by any company right now, but this mama woke up and coffee was not gonna do it this morning. I did not sleep very well last night. If any of you guys know, this time of year is pretty hard for me. I lost my grandfather a couple years back this week. And so, I don't know why, but last night I kept waking up and going back to sleep and waking up and going back to sleep. And you know those moments where you keep diving back in to the same flippin' dream over and over again. And I woke up this morning and it was one of those moments where it was so vivid. I had tears streaming down my face. Like, it was just not a good night. So I did not sleep well. And when I don't sleep well, I wake up cranky and with a headache. Or don't we all? But you guys, can you see this? I don't know if it's gonna focus or not. Do you see that sad excuse for what is left of snow out there? It makes this mama very sad. I love the snow. I hate the cold, but I love the snow. And I just wish that it would stick around longer. Unfortunately, the very next day after it snowed, it started to immediately melt. My kids really didn't even get any time to play in it. They went outside yesterday and played in it for maybe 30 minutes. But it just continuously decided to melt. So, today's vlog, and I'm trying not to harp on the same things over and over again, because really as military wives, we only have to deal with certain military aspects. So I am right now, we'll see how long it actually takes her to text me back, because I'm gonna text one of my girlfriends, make this video real short and sweet, and just ask her. She's another military wife. We're gonna make Siri do it because I can't text with one hand because I have a plus. What do you believe is the main question you get asked by civilians about being a military spouse? What do you believe is the main question you get asked by civilians about being a military spouse? And we're gonna see what she says. She may text me, she may not, but I just wanna kinda get another girlfriend's point of view about what people ask her. I don't necessarily think that she'll come on the actual video. A lot of people don't want to. A lot of people aren't comfortable with getting on here with me. A lot of my girlfriends know that I have a YouTube channel. But I think people are just a little wary about getting on and that kind of thing. So, here, I'll show you from the front yard as well. Oh, it's just a melting and going away. Oh, makes me so sad. Okay. So anyways, so my husband and I were talking last night, and he asked me how do I feel about moving, and how do I feel about, you know, only moving 3 hours away, and you know, did I feel like, just kind of all my thoughts about it. And here's how I feel. So our duty station now, I'm sorry, there's something there and it's just not having it today. So where we are right now, our next duty station is actually going to be only 3 hours away from where we are right now. and I really don't have a problem with going there at all. I had a girlfriend that was just stationed there, and it's a gorgeous area. It's a lot of opportunities for me because, again, if you guys don't know, I have been in and out of the medical field for, Jesus, 15 years? No, longer than that. Holy cow. Yeah, it's longer than that. I joined the military, and I was a corpsman in the military. And even before that, you know, I would help my grandmother out. She was a home health aide, nurse. And so I joined the military, went in as a medical field, and then I also did pharmacy tech. So I have that background. And when I got out of the military, I continued into the pharmacy tech field, which was a great income. I loved it. But when I got done with that portion of my life, for the most part, I wanted to go back to the hands-on medical field. So in the last 2 to 3 years, I've done a lot of CNA work or PCA work, whatever your state calls it. And I love it. I really do love it. However, the worst part about being a PCA, DCA, CNA, you're working with a lot of elderly. And I have lost a few of my patients. And what you guys don't understand is because the way I was raised, I mean, golden rule, treat people as you want to be treated. Well, I pushed that into my medical field and my medical practices and how I work as a medical professional. So I actually, I treat their parents or their grandparents how I would want my grandparents to be treated. So I feel, they may not feel the same way, but I feel that when I'm taking care of them, I treat them like family. So, you know, I won't say any names, but the little couple that I used to take care of that lived here, I was in love with them. Sweetest couple ever, you know, and we lost the husband, and it's just sad. And, you know, the wife goes through so much when they lose their spouse. And, you know, it's been a little over a year, and she's still a rockin' and a kickin', and, you know, that doesn't necessarily always happen. You know, look at this year. You know, Barbara Bush died at the beginning of the year, and George just passed away last week. I mean, it just doesn't normally happen where they don't go very shortly after one another. So she's still a fighter, she's still a kicker. She plans on not going anywhere anytime soon. But she actually moved to another state to be closer to some of her other kids. And I'm so excited. I get to see her for Christmas. She's coming to see the kids that actually hired me live here, so she's coming to see them for Christmas, and I'm so excited. I get to go see her. I haven't seen her in almost a year, so it'll be great. But anyway, so I've done that, and then I've really thought here lately, you know, I wanted to become an EMT. It's just hard in the state of Virginia. The state of Virginia requires you to be dual qualified, so that means that you have to be EMT and firefighter certified to be able to work and get paid full-time. And I just don't want to do fireside. My stepfather and my brother are both firefighters. My brother right now is going through EMT school to become an EMT. And, you know, it is what it is, and to each his own. And I just personally don't want to do fireside, so that's why I'm kind of steering clear of it. So I did go to the classes and stuff, and then afterwards found out, you know, that you have to be dual qualified. So it's just not for me. Maybe if I move to a different area, or we move, you know, to a different state where it doesn't require me to be dual qualified and I can just get paid as an EMT and do what I love to do, maybe that's kind of what I'll do. But I'm thinking seriously about going back pharmacy tech. So I need to get my pharmacy tech license recertified. And I just think I'm gonna go back to that. I will eventually go back to nursing school. I want to become an RN. But unfortunately, my 3-year-old is 3. He'll be 4 in March. And I just believe that once he's in school full time and going until say 2 or 3 or even, you know, 4 o'clock, whatever the time frame may be, then I can go back to day school. Because trying to go to night school with my husband's schedule is, oh Jesus, it's just unreal. So I'm gonna try to do that within the next, you know, 7 months before we leave. I'm gonna try to get recertified. And then I'll go from there. And hopefully when we get there, I can get a job. So I'll have a lot more opportunities there. And then, you know, we'll just see how it plays out. The kids will have good schools. We'll be there for a little over 1.5 years, and then hopefully Brennan will be going to full-time school. You know, a lot of the kindergartens, they still only go to half day, so by kindergarten / 1st grade, he should be full day, and then I can, you know, cross that bridge when it comes to me. But yeah, other than that, I'm excited to move. The only, you know, unexciting thing about it is that, of course, my girlfriend won't be there anymore because she moved back West Coast. And on top of that, there's a good possibility that if my husband puts in for a particular package, he wants to become an officer, that in a year we could be moving again. It just depends, you know, if he puts in for his officer package, he could still get orders to that same duty station, but you never know. So it's all up in the air, and the unexciting portion of it is I could move there, and then a year later I could have to move again. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait until my girlfriend texts me, and then I will get back at this video and kind of get her perspective of what the main question is that she gets asked. So see you in a bit. You guys, look at what I'm standing in front of. My awesome husband bought me a background. I have a ring light in front of me, so now you can see all of, you know, my imperfections and all that good stuff. And when I'm sitting down doing a video, you know, have this beautiful, like, shiplap background that you get to look at. So excited that I don't just have to look at a stark wall when I'm sitting down. And, you know, it's pretty, it's blue. So I did get a text message back from my girlfriend, and she did say that the main question that she gets asked by civilians about being military spouse is, how do you do it with them being gone so much? So it's different for both types of military spouses. I don't want to touch too much on it because I've already pretty much made a video on it, but people without kids, of course it's no harder or no easier on the spouse themselves, but you know, there's opportunities for them to go home more because they don't have kids that they don't have to worry about. Now they may have fur babies, you know, I have fur babies, but with kids it's a lot harder. They miss dad. During my husband's last 6-month deployment that he was on before we were here for 4 years, my daughter regressed a lot. She wouldn't leave my side. If she wasn't beside me, she had to be by my best friend. She definitely did not go far from us. And she actually regressed in sleep. And I'm talking like 3 years ago, she would have been 5, almost 6. And she regressed enough that, like, she even had to be in the bed with me. Like, it was pretty bad. So, yeah, I think with kids it's a lot harder. I'm not saying that, you know, a single, or not single, I'm not gonna say that like a spouse with no kids has it any easier or any harder, but I do believe for me personally it's harder with kids and them being gone, and just the everyday questions of, when's daddy coming home? That's the big question. When's daddy coming home? Where's daddy? Why does daddy have to be on a boat? Because they're so young, they don't understand. My oldest understands completely now. She actually thinks it's cool when daddy leaves now, because now she gets to tell her friends, you know, as long as it's not breaking any rules, her telling them. But she's like, oh, it's so cool, you know, my dad's in Japan, or, you know, wherever he goes. So yeah, she thinks it's cool now when daddy gets to leave, because she really does idolize my husband. My middle child, she hasn't had to deal with a deployment since this last one, so that's not really been a big issue. But my 3-year-old, because my husband's been gone back and forth teaching where he's been teaching at, there's no regression, but there is a, he gets pretty standoffish when daddy leaves. So even when my husband tries to call, like, he doesn't want to talk to daddy. So I think that's just him stepping back. My husband kind of does the same thing when he's getting ready to leave. He kind of steps back because, you know, it hurts to leave. It's just the truth about everything. So anyways, not to get too far into it, but that's just my honest opinion. That's why it's hard for me, is because I have kids. I love my husband, but it's definitely harder on my kids, him being gone, than it is for me, him being gone. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to ask a couple more girlfriends to see, you know, if they get any more random questions, or if they get these oddball questions from civilians that don't know a lot about military life. It's not that they're ignorant or anything like that. It's just they don't know about the military life. And sometimes we kind of look at them like, you know, we miss our husbands. It's not like a crazy aspect for us to be military spouses. But anyways, so, you know, the motto for me and my family is, it is what it is, and we get used to the Navy taking daddy or my husband, and, you know, we just deal with it, and we love him while he's gone, wish him the best while he's gone, and we wait and pray for the day that he comes home every time he has to leave. So that's just the way it is as a military spouse. So anyways, like this video, share it, comment, let me know if you have any other questions, and other than that, keep living the crazy life. See ya.